This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
The heat is on the street, inside your head on every beat. And the beat is so loud deep inside, the pressure's high just to stay alive here at the Maastricht Edition. Stellar words from the poet Glenn Frey. Ladies and gentlemen, the Maastricht Edition.
The heat is on.
Oh, God, yeah. Hey, guys. How you doing?
On the street. Yay!
I'm so sorry I introduced that.
Welcome to the Maastricht Edition.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good day.
Oh God, what are we doing today, guys? I see there's sunglasses in Australia and what?
There's a lot of sunglasses. I'm really struggling to see anybody at the moment because even though we have a holiday theme this week, it's almost pitch black outside my kitchen window because it's about to rain on us. I think it's going to be biblical proportions. I think.
Amen.
Have you blessed the rain
Amen.
down in Africa? Toto?
Yeah. So we've gone from Glenn Frey to Toto. Excellent.
Oh, there will be more.
It's impossible to understand what's going on here.
We'll explain it later. Half the time we don't know what's going on here at the Maastricht Edition anyway, so we'll explain it later. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. The tired and confused look that Matt has, well, most of us menopausal women have that on a daily basis. So I wouldn't worry.
Menopausal men
But
as well.
yes, today we have a holiday theme going on here on the Maastricht Edition. So we are going to be talking about favourite destinations, bucket lists, where we want to go, because at the moment, of course, we are allowed to have a holiday of sorts, but for many of us, we're not prepared to jump on a plane, train, or even an automobile to go anywhere. So if we can't go there, we have to bring the holiday here.
Staycation, baby.
And so with my cocktail, my sun hat, and my sunglasses, I am bringing a little ray of sunshine to my kitchen at the moment, although it's about to bucket down on me. That's my bucket list at the moment. It's going to be bucketing down on me very shortly.
Bucket down on me.
Chin.
That's the name of your adult film.
It's quite obvious that Tracy's gone all Australian.
I had, mate. G'day. I've gone Australian this evening. I've got my whole set going on. I've even got my accent. Shall I try and do the news in the Australian accent?
Grüß Gott.
I'll take
Yes, Grüß Gott too, isn't it?
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But yes, we were talking about holidays and bucket lists and places we'd like to revisit. And one of the places there you go. We can see you, Joe. Good. One of the places I would love to go back to is the land down under. So I have a few mementos from my trip back in 2008. It's a long time ago now. I was in Sydney, got the T-shirt, and also in Cairns. I swam in the Great Barrier Reef. Lots of happy memories. Saw koala bears. Got little kangaroo here.
Did you get koala syphilis?
I did not. No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Because that's a thing, isn't it? Matt,
It is a thing, yeah.
Matt,
I think
yes.
you actually have to have sex with the koala to get that, actually.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's a big no. The Australians frown upon that.
They
do
do.
not encourage it.
Yeah.
And she'll be telling us of her experiences in Australia later in the show, so stick around.
Absolutely.
And Matt, where are you going to be talking about today?
About Mallorca,
Ooh.
a mystery location.
Oh,
We like a mystery.
I say.
Oh, she's coming all over.
Oh, well, yes, I like a mystery location. And Jason, are you going to give us a little offering of favourite places that you've been?
Is it not obvious by my attire where I'll be talking about today?
I'm going to guess Hawaii.
Yes.
Of course, I'm talking about Heidelberg, Germany, the
Vietnam.
best city on the planet. But actually, I don't even know what I haven't been on vacation in so long. I really don't remember what it's like.
Oh, yes.
Vacation, holiday.
Yes, you have a child. That means no more holidays for you.
Oh.
And that positive bit of momentum from the Maastricht Edition. Thank you, Joe.
He's
She'll
out
have
of here.
additional tips
Your
on
life is
parenthood
over,
later. Yeah.
Basically, that's it. You have a child and your life is over.
And,
But anyway,
and on that note, I'm just going to fade into the background and let you deal with the angry parents that are going to be dialing into the show. So see you later, Joe.
Joe, what have you done? Joe, where are you going to tell us about?
Well, do you know what? I was thinking about this today as to, favourite places, bucket lists and so on and so forth. And I'm really, really struggling because for me, every holiday has something special going on. And I've done, depending on who you're with, of course, and I've travelled from really cold places to really hot places and everything in between, beach holidays, city holidays, adventure holidays, and all this kind of stuff. And they all offer something a little different. However, you can see by the way I'm dressed this evening that there is something very nice about just sitting on a beach with a cocktail and your floppy sun hat, which is what I was doing at the beginning of the year in the Caribbean.
Yes.
And we were very, very lucky that we took our holiday at the beginning of the year, actually, because otherwise I may unfortunately still be stuck on that beach in Antigua.
Oh, that would be tragic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's not dwell on that too long because, that's a bit too upsetting. Let's talk about our weeks before we talk about our holidays. How's everybody's week been? Matt, how's your week been?
I went to the dentist.
Oh, the excitement of it all.
Well, it's
the first time since. It's interesting.
Okay. I assume that it's a bit difficult for the dentist to get into your mouth if you're wearing a mask.
Like, do I need to wear a mask? And I was like, no, it's really not going to work if I wear a mask. So they have to wear a mask and it'll be fine. But they also wore like a visor.
Ah, right.
Get sprayed it. But then I was thinking, why don't they normally wear a visor if there's a risk of getting sprayed by other people's
Interesting
spit?
point.
Well, they always wear a face mask. At least my dentist does anyway. He's always worn a face mask. So I'm
and
not
they
sure.
always ask you questions like, are you going on holiday this year or something like that, when you have a mouth full of tools. Very good, Tracy. It's just like that, yes.
I have been to the dentist a number of times.
Yes.
So, yes, but you're right. I mean, why do they ask you that? And you're like,
Yeah.
It's a bit unfair, really.
And they get it. They're adept at that sort of.
Okay.
They teach you.
But everything's fine with your teeth, I take it, Matt. It was just a check-up.
Clean and polishes, which was horrible.
Oh.
Otherwise,
That can be quite brutal, can't it?
the metal spike thing, digging it between your... But it was fine. I survived. How about you guys? How's your week been?
Tracy, how's your week been?
Well, yes. I mean, I'm not going to say it's been hot and sweaty because we all know it's been a hot and sweaty week here in Netherlands, hasn't it? It's been quite interesting. We had some rain here in Maastricht yesterday, which was quite nice for about an hour. And aside from that, honestly, I found the heat quite debilitating this week. I haven't really been doing much, actually. I've been working from home and you know, that's fine, but in the evening it's honestly a lot of kind of just lazing on the sofa with ice lollies, watching TV and not really doing much. I'm trying to get out in the morning if I can for some exercise, a jog or whatnot, but indeed at one point you're just too soggy to do anything.
Yeah. Yes, soggy is the word. Well, this week for me it's been quite interesting because I came up with this brilliant idea of why am I using the lawnmower on my garden when I have got a herd of goats. So,
I see what you're doing.
I bought some temporary fencing so that I could obviously keep them separate from my flower beds. And I have a vegetable patch that had got very overgrown with loads of weeds, and I haven't actually done anything with it this year. So I thought, right, well, they're going to love that. So, of course, I've put up the temporary fencing, and I've let them out, and they thought it was Christmas. It's like, oh, my God, so many weeds. This is great. And they were loving it. So I thought, oh, well, I can leave them there for maybe, 10, 15 minutes. And I went off. I came inside and got a drink and whatever. And the next thing you know, George has got through the fence and he's munching on my raspberry bush.
Oh no, that's not what a girl wants.
No.
The girl
And
doesn't
then that was
really enjoy a
quickly
munch on
followed
the...
by the other
Never mind.
4. So then I had to try and get all of them back. And for them, of course, it was double Christmas by then because there was rose
Yay.
bushes and raspberry bushes and I've got a lot of bushes.
Yeah.
And yes, and very untrimmed bushes that they thought was delightful. And yes, so then I had to go spraying them with some water to try and get them back to their pasture because that bribery was not working. Usually bribery, a bit of carrot or something like that worked. No, not when it comes to raspberry bushes.
I tell you, fun on the farm.
Oh, so it seemed like a good idea. So from now what's been happening, I have been letting them out every day, and which they've been loving, but I've had to sit in there with them, and it usually goes 30 seconds and then George, and 30 seconds more, and then, oh, for God's sake, George, and then that's slowly followed by George.
Poor George.
For our new viewers, George is the name of her husband.
Yeah, I did. Bless him.
Oh, and the icing on the cake was I was out in the garden yesterday with a little wrap around affair.
Ooh.
And without me realising it, George started eating my wrap.
Oh, goodness
Naughty
me.
husband.
Well, I tell you,
And
sauce.
I really cannot repeat the language then, I can assure you.
Right. Where is said wrap now? Has it been buried?
Said wrap is hanging on the back of a chair at the moment with a large piece missing from it. So, yes, I will try and repair it. But George, yes, he was quite happy with his little hors d'oeuvre. The little...
Well.
Well, you should be able to get the remainder of it in a couple of days.
Yeah, quite possibly, yes. I'll see. I'll see how it comes out, and maybe I can reattach it.
Go and let us know, Joe. We're eager to hear more. Next week an update. Oh yes.
I think probably by next week I'm going to be fed up with the fact that I've got goat poo all over my lawn. Oh yes, it seems like a good idea.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. It was a sound thought.
Well, at the moment, of course, like most people's lawns, I wouldn't call it lush because it's all been very, very dry.
Yeah, it is quite dry. I'm watering the plants late in the evening and first thing in the morning, and so far I must say the gerries, I call them there the geraniums, are doing quite well, and the chrysanthemum is blooming. So so far so good. But yeah, it is hard, isn't it? Our little cat, little Tubbs, has been struggling quite a bit. I think animals in general, I'm not quite sure what to do with this strange heat, but yeah, that's
We did
it.
post.
This week because I came home on Sunday and it was really hot, so we left the back door open. And then Jacob was watching. He heard a lion roar on the TV, but at the same time there was this strange noise, and he just thought it came off the TV. Then stopped. I shit to scream because I was in the shower, and I came out. And what's going on? And there was a cat just at the top of the stairs.
Oh my
A black
goodness! Really?
Like half an hour to get the cat out of the house because you had to like coax it down the stairs with some milk, which you're not supposed to give them.
No.
But eventually we managed to get it out the front door. We didn't want to go. It was very entertaining.
Well,
We'll
there you
go
go.
to
That's
bed.
more exciting than the dentist.
Well, that is. Was the cat looking for a new home, Matt, or was he just kind of searching for shade or something?
11 o'clock. So it was quite cool outside by then.
Yeah.
I think it was just confused.
Exploring. It could have been a
Well-
catastrophe.
Oh Lord.
Too hot for jokes, too hot. Well, speaking of cats and George, I spent a lot of this week with somebody called Fred.
Oh, who's Fred?
Ooh, who's Fred? I hear you ask. I have a new guilty pleasure on Nos 3, the Dutch channel. There's the British TV show First Dates, which is presented by the lovely Fred. I love him, and I love the show.
Fred.
Fred's, yeah,
Wow.
you know,
You must know George. He's like really like short hair,
the
moustache.
French Seardix, I think it is.
Oh, French
He's
guy.
French. Him.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
douche.
Yes. Oh, mon ami, Fred. Yes. 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 He's usually front of house in posh restaurants.
That's it. And in this show, Fresh Dates, he's the maitre d' or whatever, I guess, or he welcomes the concierge and he welcomes them in and shows them to the table and gives them dating advice. It's ever so good. So I've been spending a lot of time with.
Hotel version.
I've seen there's an Irish version, which is really quite embarrassing to watch. And there's a New Zealand version, which was quite interesting. But I don't really like the Dutch version. I've watched it a couple of times and I can't get into it. So I guess it's the lost in translation a bit sometimes. But the British one is my favourite of the bunch. But it's good.
As we're supposed to be talking about holiday destinations this week, I was wondering, Matt, if you would like to enlighten us then on Mallorca. You've picked this as a favourite destination, I believe.
Yeah, because we went there last summer. So it's my most recent sunny beach holiday memory. So I really like it. Because also, I have a secret passion for, I've forgotten the word, this is embarrassing. Martini, but like the proper word. Vermouth, there you go. Vermouth.
Oh, okay.
Good vermouth in Mallorca. So every night I had a vermouth and it was great because obviously it was quite warm in Mallorca and it's a lovely cool drink. And also in Palma de Mallorca, the capital city, there's some really good tapas. And unfortunately, all the time we're in Palma de Mallorca, but we had some really good tapas, so that was really good. And just like chilled. And we ended up, I don't know if you've ever been to Mallorca, but there's really like little colonies of people from certain nationalities. And we ended up somehow in the German quarter. Our hotel, everybody was German. Everyone on the beach was German. And then you go 10 minutes up the road and everybody's suddenly British. A bit further, everyone's Dutch. Really weird. But it was a really interesting place. But my secret location, which I mentioned earlier.
Listening, Joe.
Go to Faroe Islands because they look really cool. I've been watching these YouTube videos. So like, where can I go? And the Faroe Islands, and the scenery is amazing. They're like these huge soaring cliffs coming out of the sea, and I think it's a bit like the fjords in Norway as well, with that sort of scenery. So I'd really like to go there one day.
So whereabouts in the world are they?
They are. Do you know where the Shetland Islands are?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like Scotland, and even further north between the Shetlands and Norway, I suppose, in the middle of the North Sea.
Nice.
I think they're actually owned by Norway.
Uh,
Well, they're not part of the Shetlands, are they? I think they're close to, but they're actually Norwegian. I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Denmark.
Or is it Denmark? Yeah, I don't think they belong to the UK. I don't think they've got their own language there going on as well. But great.
Nice.
Yes, that sounds like a very interesting one for the bucket list.
And quite different to Mallorca. So you go from the sun to something completely different.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to enlighten our viewers with some more of our favourite holiday destinations and entries on their bucket list. Before we move on, Angela's with us in the house. Hello, Angela. Sam as well. Nesta is here. And Genevieve. We got a load of ladies with us in the house this evening. Oh, and Eric as well. Well, let's include him with the girls. Right.
Hello, ladies.
So we've got all the girls with us this evening. Hello, ladies. Lovely for you to join us. You've joined us at a very good time because now it is time for the whole of Maastricht and, well, maybe also the places that these lovely ladies are from, to relax. So take a time to zen out a little bit. You're going to continue to sweat, I'm afraid, because it's so bloody hot. But it is time now to put your feet up, chill, because it is time for This Day in History. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
I really tried this week. I gave that my all. And in this heat, I tell you.
Yeah.
It was great.
That was an extra sweaty version. Today it is Thursday, the 13th of August, And I'm going to take us back quite a way to 3114 BC.
Why, Joe? Why?
Well, apparently it was the start of the Mayan calendar. That's when it all began, apparently, 3114 BC. I'm going to come a little bit forward, though, to something a bit more modern. We're going to go for this day in 1642. That's quite modern, isn't it?
Yes.
Dutch astronomer Christian Huygens discovers Martian South Polar Cap.
Oh.
Yes. So not just the South Polar Cap, but the Martian South Polar Cap.
Interesting.
It is interesting because actually on the 12th of August at midnight was actually when, according to H.G. Wells in War of the Worlds, that was when Martians started making their way to the planet Earth. So I wonder if there's a bit of a connection there.
Right, there were things coming down from space to Earth. They were meteors, so maybe he was right.
There you go. I think it's all connected. Oh!
I think we're on to something.
I think so. I think maybe we should have a sci-fi themed show, actually.
Yes! Let's X-Files! Ooh, next week.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of expected that reaction from you, Tracy. I thought you'd get excited about that.
Really?
On the 13th of August in 1889, William Gray patents the coin-operated telephone. Now, have we still got coin-operated telephones about? Could you find one?
I think there might be one or two down in West Cork in Ireland, where I come from.
Because they don't have mobile phones there yet.
Well, they don't have network. They got the phones.
Oh.
But there's no network in many places. True story, really. There are too many hills and things.
So
and
you
I
have
believe,
phones, but you can't use them.
Yes, for example, my father might have to go to a certain part of the garden to get a reception to use the telephone. True story. Yes. So if you go more rural, there are some parts, and I believe there are still some little villages, like something from a Maeve Binchy story, where you'll find a coin-operated telephone. Isn't that lovely?
Well,
I think
it is if you've got the coins to operate it.
That's true.
And who remembers phone numbers these days?
I only know a few. I know my dad's and my brother's and my boyfriend's. The rest, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, nobody remembers phone numbers anymore. Now, here's a true story. On this day in 1913, Otto Witte, a German acrobat and fantasist, is purportedly crowned King of Albania.
Oh.
I have a story to go along with this. So, Otto Witte probably suffered from delusions of grandeur when he claimed he was crowned the King of Albania in 1913. He claimed that when Albania broke away from the Ottoman Empire, some Albanian Muslims had invited a Halim Eddin to be their king. Seeing he physically resembled Eddin, he claimed local troops crowned him king shortly after, and he reigned for 5 days before being discovered.
Bloody hell. That's quite something.
I know. So for 5 days he was king. He also claimed to have been a contender in the German presidential election in 1925. But this was disproved by voting records. Nevertheless, when he died in 1958, his tombstone was adorned with former King of Albania.
No.
Yes.
Well, there you are.
Yeah,
wow.
That's an interesting story. So in 1913, on this very day, the invention of stainless steel was by Harry Brearley of Sheffield in England. Now, stainless steel, of course, is quite important. We use stainless steel for an awful lot of things, so that's quite an important invention. And in the following year, on this very day, Carl Wickman begins the Greyhound, the first US bus line in Minnesota.
Wow.
So that's quite an iconic company, of course, isn't it?
It is. I'd love to do it once.
You'd love to take the Greyhound.
Yeah, like from New York to, I don't know, wherever it goes. No, maybe it just looks more romantic in the movies.
And another iconic company in 1918 on this very day, BMW was established as a public company in Germany.
Super.
They're quite popular, I think.
They're quite popular, yeah. They've got a lot of
quite well for
popular cars.
themselves.
Yeah,
Construction
BMW.
of the Berlin Wall began in East Germany on this day in 1961. And in 1981, on this very day, the last broadcast of The Waltons.
John Boy!
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Jimmy Bob. Or Mary Lou, or whatever it was.
Matt, have you ever watched Waltons?
Never heard of it.
Oh no, I'm trying to remember the theme tune. It was my Saturday night television show. Oh, that's going to bug me. Oh, I'll have to Google that. Walton's theme tune.
I've got a theme tune in my head, but I've got a funny feeling it's Little House on the Prairie.
Ah.
And that was also going around that time as well. But anyway.
Moving on.
Moving on. On this day, 1988, Ronald J. Dossenbach sets the world record for pedaling across Canada from Vancouver to British Columbia in Halifax. Vancouver, British Columbia to Halifax, Nova Scotia, in 13 days, 15 hours and 4 minutes.
Wow.
That's going to be quite a journey.
Mm.
Across Canada. I would love to travel across Canada, but I'm not going to do it by bike. I'll do it by train.
Or at least a Jeep or something. Cycling. It's quite hilly there in Canada, isn't it? And you've got moose and caribou and bears to contend with on the road. So, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. We've all heard of Michael Phelps. In 2008, the American super swimmer Michael Phelps wins 3 gold medals, all in world record time. In one day.
Oh.
Yeah. And in 2016, he ended his career on this very day at the Rio Olympics as part of the winning 4x100 medley relay. And his record stands at 23 gold medals.
Wow.
23.
It's really impressive.
Astonishing.
Yeah.
Absolutely astonishing.
Yeah. I love a swimming relay.
Sorry, Matt?
Very old. He's only in his 30s, right? 40s?
I don't know how old he is actually, but I think you're right. Yes, he's not an old man, that's for sure. 23. That's just amazing. And finally, on this day last year, measles cases have tripled worldwide in 2019, according to the World Health Organization, with 364,808 reported against 129,000 in 2018. I thought I'd mention that. It's rather apt considering what we're going through at the moment. So there's a lot of germs flying around at the moment.
Yeah.
If one thing doesn't get you, another thing will. My goodness. This says to me that maybe we just shouldn't be socialising with people ever. That's it.
Let's all become hermits.
Yeah.
Live with our goats and cats and things and order online.
There's something to it anyway.
Yeah,
for sure. Right, birthdays. On this day in 1899, Alfred Hitchcock, the English film director, was born. 1912, Jan Peters, the Dutch watercolours painter and monument artist, was born in Amsterdam. 1933, on this day, Madha Jaffrey, the Indian cookbook writer and actress. 1958, here's one for Tracy, Fergal Sharkey, the frontman of the Undertones, was born in Derry. And finally, in 1970, Alan Shearer, the English footballer, was born in Gosforth in England. Happy birthday, one and all. And happy birthday to anybody else who is celebrating a birthday today. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. That was This Day in History.
Fabulous. Well done, darling. Wonderful, as always.
Thank you very much. We've just had a message from Sam. She says she saw some real phones in phone boxes in England this week. So she's been away.
No.
And she saw some there. So they've still got them in the UK then, for sure.
I think they have them in the UK, but they work with that card thing, don't they? Not, or maybe with coins.
Maybe.
Still. But yes.
Yeah, maybe.
The search is on.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I used one of those. It definitely would have been when I was a kid.
I can't even remember the last time I used a proper landline connected telephone. It's just a mobile these days.
Yes, we haven't had one in the house for years.
Oh, there you are.
Anyway. well, there you have it. There you have it. So,
yes.
I think it's probably time for Tracy to do the news.
Okay, I'm ready to go. And then we have our guest. Yay.
Yes, we've got... we haven't even mentioned poor old Wouter, have we? Wouter from Lumie is going to be on very shortly. Oh, please forgive us, Wouter. Yes, he's going to be joining us very, very shortly.
We're off to the movies. Yay.
We are. In the meantime, here's Tracy Taylor with the news.
Thank you, darling. Every week. Good evening, everyone. It's August 13th, and you're watching the Maastricht Edition. First, a look at your weekend weather, and thunderstorms are on the way to Limburg tonight. Friday through Sunday will remain much the same, with temperatures ranging from the high 20s to 30s, with a mix of sunny spells and storms. There may also be heavy wind at times, and even the possibility of hailstone. A code yellow heat warning is in place for almost the entire country. Now moving to your news bulletin for tonight. Chairman of the Netherlands Intensive Care Association fears that if COVID-19 figures continue as they are, there will be a second corona wave in September. As it stands, hospitals in the country can still handle the number of patients, but the speed at which the virus can circulate is of major concern. A tally compiled by AFP indicates that COVID-19 has killed nearly 750,000 people worldwide since it emerged in China last December. Virus cases have been registered in 196 countries and territories. And as of today, travelers returning from coronavirus hotspots can get tested at Schiphol Airport. Testing is not mandatory, but up to 5,000 travelers per day can get tested even if they do not yet have any symptoms of COVID-19. Testing is meant for travelers coming from countries for which a code orange or red travel advice applies. In other news, earlier this week, Facebook announced it would remove all videos, images and photographs which depict Zwarte Piet or any other images depicting insulting stereotypes against people of colour. The ban will take place on both Facebook and Instagram and will also include images depicting negative stereotyping of Jewish people. And a report from Internations as part of their annual Expat Insider Survey has placed Netherlands in 50th place out of 58 countries when it comes to how easy it is for expats to make new friends and connect with locals. It seems Mexico is the best country for making new friends. Spain came in 13th, Ireland in 26th, and the United Kingdom in 43rd place. Vets across the Netherlands are asking cat owners to ensure their pets have all the necessary vaccinations after cases of a highly contagious and deadly feline virus were reported in Ermelo and Harderwijk. Unvaccinated cats and kittens are most at risk from the virus called panleukopenia. If cats are unvaccinated, vets are asking owners to make appointments as soon as possible and to keep kitties indoors in the meantime. Symptoms of the disease are drowsiness, high fever, and vomiting. And sadly, the urban dance troupe Oxygen from Maastricht failed to win the World of Dance competition on the US NBC TV program last evening. They came in 4th place overall. The recording of the World of Dance competition took place before the outbreak of the coronavirus. And finally tonight, whale watchers in Dana Point, Southern California had a real treat yesterday when around 300 dolphins traveling at rapid speed were caught on camera. The dolphins were continuously leaping above and diving under the sea. Scientists have yet to determine the trigger for such behavior, also known as porpoising, but it could be down to evading a predator, hunting for food, or simply going to join another pod. Either way, it certainly makes for California dreaming. And that's it for tonight. For more local news, you can follow RTV News in English on Facebook and Instagram. If you are a local business, be sure to check out the Support Your Local Business South Limburg Facebook page, a joint initiative between #Maastricht and the Maastricht Edition. And if you want to discover events, concerts and cultural activities going on in Maastricht and the surrounding areas, head on over to the website of our partner, maastrichter.com, to check out their awesome calendar of events. You can also follow them on social media. And don't forget that you can always find us on the Maastricht Edition Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, on Reddit, and on Instagram. For all the details, check out themaastrichtedition.nl.
Marvellous.
And there we are.
Nicely done, Tracy. California dreaming.
California dreaming. I know, I made myself giggle there at the end. Oh, but I watched the video. You guys should check it out. I think it's on the BBC channel. It's stunning. It's such a beautiful thing to witness. Just the school
Really
of dolphins jumping around, really worth a look. So I'm not jealous at all.
Oh, fantastic.
There's Wouter.
Well, it looks like
Hello
we
there.
are joined by our guest, Wouter. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm actually doing really good. Well, we're preparing, of course, for the Open Air Cinema Festival, so it's quite busy. Combined with the weather, it's sometimes exhausting. But me personally, I'm doing really good. And you?
Oh, well, I'm certainly very well, and I think I probably could say for the rest of the team, but we're sweating our way through this week.
Yeah, you are looking really good.
Oh, bless you.
Let's have Wouter on every week.
Yes, we should. Let's just remind our viewers actually about Wouter, because of course you work for Lumie, which is one of the places to head to in the city. However, maybe you could give people a bit of an idea of how things have been operating the last few months, because I suspect you haven't been running a full program for the last few months.
No, well, the thing was, we were closed from, I think, mid-March, right? Just like everything, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We opened again in, I think, the 1st of June with a limited capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 30 people per room, per hall. Now we're back to, like, I think 65 in the biggest and like 50 in the second biggest. So it's increasing, but still, yeah, it's limited. There's a limited amount of people we allow to go in our cinema, but we're running, so we're happy with that. Yeah.
But of course, there's so much more to the Lumiere than just a cinema, of course, because this is a place where different events are held on a regular basis as well. So I suspect you didn't have much of that going on either.
That's true. Yeah, normally we have like special events like student screenings, things like that. There's none of that has happened the last 5 months, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a pity, but still, for everybody listening, the restaurant is open, the terrace is open.
Oh, okay.
So don't miss out on that. That's still running.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And you guys are very busy, because although you might be only sort of half at the moment, you guys are busy working on this very exciting open air film festival, which is starting very soon, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, in this current landscape, cultural landscape, it kind of feels to me like an oasis kind of thing, finally a festival that can take place. Well, first of all, it can take place because everybody is seated, At a music festival, people walk around and it's not, you can't control the people. But in here, people are seated and it's all controlled. So that's one of the reasons that we are able to organize this festival.
So if there's seating going on, does that mean then people have to register for a seat, or can they just turn up on the day?
No, just buy a ticket, turn up here, and we will show the way. Yeah.
Very cool. I must admit, I've never been to see a movie outside. So
really?
I know, how embarrassing, right?
It's crazy. Yeah.
I know. But this, I think it's really, really cool. And I mean, I'm absolutely going to check the program out. I think you guys have, is it like 10 or 12 movies to choose from over a course of a few nights?
Yeah, it's eight nights. So starting next Wednesday, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday evening, and then the week after that, the same days. So 8 screenings. Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll be showing that.
Sorry.
What film will you be showing on the festival?
Well, we went for kind of a diverse programming. First of all, the music of the film composer Ennio Morricone has died, I think, last month.
Yeah.
So the first night, the opening night, so next Wednesday, which is already sold out, by the way. Sorry for that. Yeah. But we're gonna screen The Untouchables by Brian De Palma with music by Morricone. That's gonna be really cool. On the Thursday, it's cool. We've got a documentary, Minding the Gap. It's an American documentary about some American boys in the Rust Belt, it's called, I think, that have problems at home, but they found each other in skateboarding as a hobby.
Wow.
And we've got a lot more. Has any of you seen Parasite?
No, this is the one. This won a lot of awards, didn't it, recently? This
Exactly.
is the Japanese or Korean movie or something?
South Korean. Yeah,
South Korean. Wow. Are you guys screening this as well?
No, we're not going to screen that because we thought everybody is already. Because we thought everybody is already.
Conversation.
Just a casual question. No. The reason I ask is because a lot of people have seen Parasite, but next Friday we're going to screen The Handmaiden, and it's also a South Korean film, but it's like beyond Bong, beyond the well-known picture. We're going to screen a more obscure one. That's why I asked. It didn't come. It wasn't at random.
Very exciting. So a little bit unused. Aside from the screening of Untouchables, there are still tickets available for the other shows?
Yeah, only
Awesome.
on August 25th, I think. Let me check. The second Wednesday, we're going to screen Black Klansman, the Spike Lee movie, as co-hosted by Black Lives Matter Maastricht. I think for that one, only around 5 tickets are left. So if you want to be there, you have to be really, really, really fast.
Well, it's a very interesting program that you've got going on there, but I think this is very typical of Lumiere. It's not all about big blockbuster movies. You often are showing some maybe some art house movies, some foreign language movies. So this is somewhere that people can go if they want to watch something a bit different.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's clear for people how to watch the big movies, but there has to be a medium to lead you to the more obscure movies that maybe are sometimes harder to watch, but they are also more rewarding in many cases. I think you're right.
Well, and we got to talk about the building because, of course, it's an absolutely beautiful building, the Lumiere. We were very lucky to have our birthday party
That's right.
there last year. And even if you just go to the restaurant in there, it's such a fascinating place to sit and have dinner. Is there plans going forward then to start introducing more events there?
Yeah, of course, but it all depends on the situation, right? Especially inside, we're totally it's dictated by the government, basically.
Yeah, of course.
So it's hard for us to make plans at this point.
Well, before you go, I think we mentioned to you before, we've got this holiday theme going on this evening. We're all talking about favourite destinations or places we want to go on our bucket list. Tell us, Wouter, do you have a favourite destination that you go on holiday to?
No, not a favourite destination, but I did visit my Mexican friend Luis 4 years ago in Mexico City, and that was like an inside trip to a unforgettable city. So I want to do a shout out to my friend Luis. I don't think he's listening, but
of course he is.
Maybe, Luis, if you're somewhere, hi, and I will come by in a few years probably.
You would love to go back there then?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and if I got a friend in Brazil, I also want to visit him. Yeah.
So I'm sensing a South American theme here, and Mexico, as we heard in the news, was voted the most friendly city if you're a foreigner to make friends.
There you go.
Really, Mexico City.
So, hurrah for Mexico! Yeah, Mexico.
So if you need more friends, go to Mexico. That's the idea.
That's good advice.
Well, it's been lovely to see you, Wouter. Good luck with the festival. It already sounds like it's going to be a huge success because there's not many tickets left.
Indeed.
We keep up.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
No,
I
Tracy.
Sorry, there's some tech feedback. I just wanted to quickly ask Wouter, if people still do want to buy a ticket, they can simply just go on the website, right? Lumiere.nl?
Sure, yeah, you can buy your ticket on the website, yeah.
Awesome, cool, good to know.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll put all the details on our social media pages.
Thank you.
And do come back and see us when the next festival is on. It would be lovely to see you. It's been a long time since we've seen you, actually, Wouter.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's nice to see you looking so well.
Thank you. Same for you.
Okay, darling. You take care. And
Bye-bye.
good luck with the festival.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.
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 Ah, lovely Wouter. That sounds like a really interesting festival.
I'll buy next week, actually.
Yeah, I'm also tempted. I have it. I've opened it while we were chatting. So there are some very interesting movies on there. So absolutely, everything seems to start around 9 o'clock in the evening time. So the temperature should be slightly cooler. And indeed, it sounds with this kind of outdoor, kind of segregated sections that, you know, we can still be distanced and all of those kind of rules that you need to abide by. But it sounds like it's a really cool thing. And that location is so fabulous anyway. So, yes.
Well, speaking of fabulous locations, Tracy, I think probably we should maybe ask you about all those Australian things you've got hanging around you at the moment.
Well, indeed. I was thinking when preparing for the show. Well, this is Roo. He's a little kangaroo I got from Australia. He's a rugby playing kangaroo, of course, because the Wallabies are the team. And I've got my flag and I've got my little koala bear, which I got at Taronga Zoo, where you have to kind of visit when you're there. They have this zoo that's just, if you're in Sydney, you get the boat out to the zoo. It's very cool. And then I've got my didgeridoo from when I went up into the Blue Mountains and they had a kind of a didgeridoo. I said it again. I've got my boomerang. Boomerang. A didgeridoo is quite large compared to this. And of course I've got my book, Well Thumbed, my old Rough Guides book. But it was one of the places that I really had hoped to go to for many years and finally got a chance to go there. I was there for 3 weeks. I travelled alone, so it was also quite an adventure. But I found it to be very, very fun, interesting place, very friendly, and the weather, of course, and they have so many cute animals in Australia if you go there, and it's definitely one of the places, although I have been, I would love to visit again. And I'd also like to take a little hop, skip and a jump and go to New Zealand while I was down under as well, because that really looks beautiful as well. So, yeah, good spot. Have any of you guys ever been to New Zealand or Australia? No?
It's one of those places on my bucket list, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Probably Tasmania, actually.
Yes.
More than Australia. Tasmania looks very, very interesting to me, and definitely New Zealand.
Lovely. I would like that part. I also really want to go back to Japan. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe next year. You never know. It's so hard to know. And I'm putting Canada as a new entry on the list. I
love Canada.
Yeah, I know recently, Joe, and it will be. You interviewed with the lovely Michelle Powell, which is going to be on our YouTube channel soon, and she's been posting some beautiful photographs of Canada online, and it really looks like a stunning part of the world as well. So so many places, so little time, so little money.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? We have to do all the boring stuff to go and have the exciting stuff of travelling around the world.
Indeed, that's true. But yeah, many lists. The bucket list never seems to get shorter, sadly. So it just seems to, you cross one off and another one pops in. Oh dear.
Well,
trials.
My bucket list is probably down to about it's a concise list of about 300 places.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, how is it ever going to be possible?
I don't know. But great. Australia definitely. We have been talking off camera, of course, about this documentary that's been going on the last few weeks with Miriam Margolyes, who's been travelling across Australia. And the thing is, you watch these documentaries and it kind of gets the juices flowing a little bit, doesn't it? It's like, oh my goodness, I want to go. And it feels even more frustrating at the moment because we just can't go anywhere at all. So Hopefully next year. Fingers crossed. For all of us.
I've also got my toes crossed underneath the table, so yeah, double whammy.
Well,
Yeah.
our premiere viewers can see that on a separate camera, of course.
Down boy. Yes, indeed.
Anyway, I think it's time for Matt to go Dutch.
I think you're right. Where is he going this week? Yes.
Yes, where are you going, Matt?
Week I'm going to El Rama in Nicaragua.
Oh. Okay.
That is Maastricht's twin partner cities.
Oh.
Last week we talked about Koblenz,
Yes.
and the week before we talked about. So this is the final one, El Rama. So Maastricht has 3 partner cities all around the world. So since 1987, Maastricht has had this partnership, and El Rama is actually quite a poor region. It's very poor. Lots of kids can't go to school there. There's lots of hunger and hardship. So Maastricht is really working with the local people there to help children go to school, and to invest in the local economy, to help people learn how to grow cacao crops, and also to build schools and help local entrepreneurs start tourism. Because it's still quite a beautiful area, and obviously it's in Nicaragua, which is very tropical. So it's still a very interesting place to visit. So there's Stichting Rama, which helps with the education and the school things. And every year at Carnival, I didn't know this, there's a Cafe Rama, and all the money they raise during Carnival goes towards the Stichting, and they invest that money in helping build schools and buying educational materials for primary school children. And there's also lots of connections between schools in Maastricht and schools in El Rama, and they have these regular sort of, well, not meetups, but like they send each other letters, and they have shared works and projects and stuff. So there's lots of connections going on between the 2 cities. And it was just really interesting. The Maastricht's really helping this very poor place to become a much better and much healthier place to live, basically.
Oh. Awesome.
So that's El.
I like how these little twin cities are so diverse. You know, you've got Nicaragua. I mean, they're really spread out nicely. So, and there's still a few more, right, Matt?
Might be one more, but there wasn't much information about it. So we'll have a look. We'll see.
Cool.
Well, I have a question for you, Tracy.
Oh.
What do you know this week that you didn't know last week?
Well, I've got a doozy for you people this evening.
Oh.
I learned that Ireland, where I'm from, has an international cricket team. And I'm talking the sport, not the insect here.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up for me. Thank you.
You never know, huh?
Well, the American in the room, hi.
Yeah, no, hi, honey. Honestly, I never knew. And apparently, we beat England in cricket in some world.
No.
No, I think we lost Tracy, actually.
I think we lost.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the story. So in Ireland, what has happened is they've started a cricket gathering team where they've gathered all of the insects together to harvest them. Oh, you're back.
We lost.
I'm back. I'm here.
Oh, I was finishing the story for everyone.
How far had I got? How far had I got?
Well, to the point where they're putting the crickets on the harvest. Go.
Okay. No, so cricket team, sport, not the insect.
Okay.
And we beat England in a World Cup Super League test match.
Wow.
I know. Apparently by 3 wickets. I don't know. He did it in 50 balls.
Somebody out there knows what that means.
And that sounds like a little or a lot.
I have no clue because I know nothing about cricket. For me, it's the most confusing game ever. I really don't get it. But apparently he broke some record for the highest successful run chase, whatever that is.
Well, it's
Congratulations.
You let the insects
Well,
loose and
very
you run after
impressed,
them.
whatever that means.
I know, but I was shocked it was on the news. Like, bloody hell. May I tell my cricket joke?
Uh-oh.
Of course.
Go on then.
Did you...
Oh.
Did you hear about the wife who said she was leaving her husband due to his obsession with cricket? He was knocked for 6.
Oh dear. Okay. That's good for anybody who understands a marginal amount of cricket. For anybody out there who does not know even what cricket is, just laugh. Just laugh. Just humour her and laugh. That's all I can say.
Knocked for 6. I think it's a cricket term. I'm not sure.
It is a cricket term.
Because she was cheap. That's what the sound the crickets make when they... Cheep, cheep,
That's
cheep.
probably making more sense.
Right?
Can I just say that we've been joined by 2 Ellies. We've got one in the UK and we've got one in Maastricht. How about that?
1 and 2.
Yes. We've got one Ellie here and one Ellie there. Hello, Ellie. Hello, Ellie.
It's like a little elbow.
Joe.
Yo.
Hi. Yo. I'd like to ask you a question.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I best get prepared. 1 second.
I'm bracing myself.
Oh, you really wanted the... Oh, okay. No. Is there something that you knew this week that you didn't know last week? Funny, I would ask that.
Something.
Oh,
You're going to like this, and you're going to like it a lot.
a lot.
And it's a very recent thing.
Ooh. Tell us, dear.
In 2019, faced with a drought, priests in the Indian city of Bhopal married 2 frogs to curry favour with the god of rain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because obviously it hadn't rained for a long time.
Right.
The problem was, though, 2 months later, clerics had to divorce the frogs to provide some relief from the continuous rain that had damaged over 9,000 homes.
No.
I kid you not.
That all sounds on the up and up. You can't argue with that logic.
Did the priests marry the frog? Is that what 2 priests married 2 frogs? That's what we're talking about.
No, the priest actually married the frogs,
No,
and they consummated in a weird way, and then the rains came.
priests are not allowed to get married, frogs or otherwise. They married the frogs together.
Does
The
it
frogs
say...
married.
No. Does it say they cannot
Frogs
marry
are married.
frogs?
Mr. and Mrs. Frog. Think Kermit.
Oh.
Do you think... No, no, hang on. Kermit married a pig.
That's
So
true.
you can't think Kermit. Take that.
Did they actually get married?
Common law marriage. Whatever.
I think.
I don't think they did. They ever tie the knot? That's a very
I don't
interesting
think they
question.
did.
He was afraid of commitment.
They did.
Oh, Kermit.
I'm so sorry.
It's the Maastricht Edition! Yay! Yay! Okay. All the Kermit impressions are going to come out now.
Next question is, which one of us is Waldorf and Stadler? You know, this show is crap. Why do we come here every week? You know, we need. Oh goodness!
We're going to have loads of messages now.
Board's lighting up. Oh, I missed the Muppet
brilliant.
Show. Quality, good.
Oh,
deal.
that was a firm favourite in our house. A firm favourite. We watched it every week. Absolutely loved it. I think you get some really big stars on there. Really.
They did, yeah. I think I've got a box set somewhere, actually. I must have a look and see.
A box set of the Muppets.
Yes,
Oh my God, that's going to be a good week.
I tell you.
My God, have we wandered off course in this show?
Yes, we have. We're supposed to be talking about holidays. I'm just gonna run through briefly a favourite destination of mine.
Yes.
Although I am here with sun hat and cocktail, which kind of gives you the impression that I'm thinking beach, Caribbean, maybe Mexico or somewhere like that. I love all these places. I've been very, very lucky. I've been to an awful lot of places around the world, but my husband will know exactly what I'm about to say when I say my favourite destination was
The goat pen in your backyard.
Alaska.
Oh, Alaska. Yeah.
Alaska. Absolutely phenomenal place. We were very lucky to go there about 7 years ago, I think it was. And to this day, it has stayed with me. It is absolutely awe-inspiring. It phenomenal. You cannot prepare yourself as to the size of it, the immense beauty of it, the amount of amazing nature. The people there are astonishing, the history, everything. It's just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow.
So I would recommend to anybody, if you ever get the chance to go, do. It's a very, very special place.
Joe, if I recall... Oh, sorry, Jason,
I was
go
going to say,
ahead.
moreover, if you are a big fan of either night or daylight for long, long periods of time, you'll love Alaska.
Yes. Well, actually, do you know what? Before we went to Alaska, we went to Norway. We've been to Norway a couple of times, and we were lucky enough to go actually as far north as to go into the Arctic Circle. And of course, when you get that far north, then you have the midnight sun, and it does mess with your head a little bit. It really, really does. It's a bit odd because it's not actually full sun. It's kind of like this. It's like a twilighty kind of light. It's
full of sparkly vampires and.
But it's yes, exactly.
Ed Cullen.
But and we love Norway very much, and we went there first. And it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then we went to Alaska, and it's like, this is Norway on steroids.
Oh.
It's,
because Norway is very beautiful as well. So Alaska, I've never been. I would certainly put it on the list though, based on that report.
I would definitely recommend putting it on your bucket list. It's an astonishing place. Yes,
wait
for me,
a few years though. I mean,
yeah, I think so.
COVID.
Yeah,
is
well,
what
they're
I mean.
not
COVID.
letting anybody in at the moment anyway. So
And then there's that.
Alaska is cancelled this year for sure.
Yeah. Jason, what about you? Do you have a place you like to visit and explore?
I'm dressed for it, obviously, and I wasn't kidding. Heidelberg, Germany. No, really, no. Actually, top 5 on my list, and I can't say bucket list because. And for those of you who don't really know what a bucket list is, Joe, what's a bucket list?
A bucket list. This is where, if you are a heavy drinker, you need to have several buckets around your house. And this is so that obviously, well, for some of us, if you drink, you throw up before you go to bed, and then there's others that throw up in the morning. But you need to have a list of buckets around the house, so you've always got somewhere to throw up into.
There you go.
Another one.
Isn't it?
There's another bucket list, isn't there, Matt?
That one. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the bucket list of destinations that you want to go to, or places, or things that you want to do before you die?
Before you kick the
There
bucket.
you go.
As
Before
they
you
say.
kick the bucket.
That's
Which is something that you could do if you've got lots of buckets around your house, because they just get in the
exactly.
way.
Anyway, so I've actually, my God, off track Muppet Show in Heidelberg. What are we talking about here? Anyway, Heidelberg, Germany is actually one of my top 5 cities on this earth. And there's just something very magical about the atmosphere, about the people that are there. I've been there many, many, many times. And the world's strongest beer, actually. You can get that in Heidelberg as well. That has maybe nothing to do with it. But if you're in Heidelberg off the Marktplatz, you can go to a place called Wetter's, product placement. Don't tell them I sent you because they have no idea who I am. But you can enjoy a cough syrup that tastes of beer, basically. It's wonderful.
Okay, awesome.
A cough syrup that tastes, well, better to have a cough syrup that tastes of beer than a beer that tastes of cough syrup. Then you'll definitely need your bucket.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's...
Indeed. Anyway, I think we've actually, we're 5 past here. We've actually reached the end of the show and well beyond.
Well, we just got to squeeze in one last thing, because of course Tracy's got some titty bitties before we disappear.
Yes,
Yes,
please
right.
squeeze your titty bitties.
Okay,
Squeeze your titty bitties.
oh, well, there's a phrase I never thought I'd hear. Right, first of all, do you have the most sustainable balcony, wall garden, or roof terrace in Maastricht?
No.
Well, if you do, you should enter the local competition Out Je Dak, and you can show off your green fingers. You can send your photographs to Gemeente Maastricht by August 16th, and you have a chance to win a little voucher, I believe. And the jury will be considering biodiversity, edible greenery, the collection of water, insect-friendly plants, and insect hotels. Good luck to all. And also, I'm delighted to bring you a very quick segment, some weekly event highlights courtesy of #Maastricht, the folks who are in the know for lifestyle tips and fun in the city. So this week I've got 2 events for you guys. One, the Museum of Illusions has opened up at the Mose Forum in Maastricht, and apparently this is a mesmerizing tour, and we've seen some pictures on Instagram and so on, and it really looks very funky. And they do mention that it's full of marvelous photo moments for your favorite social media channels. So you can check that out, the Museum of Illusions. And also, a Maastricht rapper / singer called Odelia has gone and recorded a track with Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
The Snoop Dogg. And this is going to be released.
Doggy,
That's the guy. I need my glasses to be cool. And it's going to be released in the upcoming 3 weeks or so. And apparently she also filmed a music with Snoop Doggy. Yeah. There you go. In Aruba, and she's actually signed to the same record label as the one and only Mariah Carey.
Wow.
So yes, now you can hear her first track, which is called End of the World, and that's streaming currently on all major music streaming services. So there you go. Very cool, right?
That is cool.
Nearly as cool as us.
Oh, not nearly.
Oh, no. I think they're a lot cooler than us.
No, come on. Come on, bust a dope rhyme there, Joe.
Yo,
Word.
to your mother.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got nothing. I'm sorry.
We're completely out.
Apologies to anyone with rhythm whatsoever in the history of rhythm ever.
Hip, hop.
Put it away, Joe.
To the bang, bang, boogie. Sit up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Oh, yeah.
What you hear
Good job,
is
dear.
not a
It's
test.
great.
I'm rapping to the beat.
To the beat.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, hey.
Yeah, okay, so I think we're done.
Yeah, we've been done. We overcooked. We are.
You know, indeed. We're in the trash already. We're being thrown out. It's time to...
A big thank you to Wouter from Lumie for joining us this evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check out the festival. We'll put all the details on our social media, of course, so you can tune along to that. It looks like a lot of fun. Thank you to Hashtag and Maastrichter for all their top tips of places to go and things to do. Thank you to RTV for making this possible. Check out us on Instagram, on Facebook, on our website. What's the address for the website, Tracy?
Oh, wow. It's the Maastricht Edition.nl. And there you can also find the link to our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel, yes. Go and have a look at that, for goodness sake. Go subscribe, why don't you?
Go look at
Go
look at us. How about that? Just go look at us. We want your attention. We love you.
There's some extra special videos on there.
Please look at us. Please pay
some
attention.
extra interviews and all sorts. We've got so much going on, and we're going to have much more going on next week. So have a good week, whatever it is that you're doing. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday.
And watch
have a
us.
good weekend.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. See you later.
Ciao, ciao, and watch us.